every country, there's the good and there's the bad, but with my experience with Georgia, they were not that good. They were not that nice, they were not that friendly, they would not smile to your face, and the way that they would treat you is very, very degrading. My trip started out in Batumi, the Las Vegas of the Black Sea. You should make sure to check out my other videos covering more about Batumi when I came here 2 years ago. But before heading to Tbilisi and then talking to you about my experience with the country, I'll take you to my favorite restaurants in Batumi. Let's go! Okay, away from anything, can we take a second to observe this view? Yani, mashallah, tabarakallah, what is this? I was freezing standing outside, but this view is worth it, like 100 out of 10, okay? I was honestly contemplating whether to even share this place on my YouTube channel or keep it to myself, but I was like, let me be the bigger person here, so here's the location, guys, okay? I still hope I don't see any of you there. Currently, I'm in an Uzbek restaurant, and yes, you can see my sister from there, like back from the mirror, but anyway. So we're trying tea in the traditional way. I never had green tea before I start eating, but there's something new every time. Guess what? I am finally in Tbilisi. It's my second time here in Georgia, and I'm going to be taking you in all the places I'm going to be visiting here in Tbilisi. Best restaurants, best coffee shops, all in. Let's go! You can also go behind the mountains and discover the botanical garden, where actually I did the stupidest mistake here ever, where I climbed the entire mountain up. Yes, I did that, and then took the cable cars to go down, not, the other way around. Yes, I did that, which is honestly the dumbest thing ever. But on the bright side, at least it gave me a chance to see the entire garden and bamboo trees. Who else thought that bamboo trees are only in China? Tbilisi's name comes from the Georgian word for warm. This isn't because of the climate, but actually because of the natural hot springs bubbling beneath the city. I would also advise you to take the cable cars and get to enjoy the whole city view from the top for only 2 laris per ride. One thing I noticed too is the number of churches in this city. Tbilisi's churches reflect the city's long history and deep Christian roots. Nearly in every other street I came across, a beautiful and old church was there. I went inside the church, and it was my first time to ever visit a church in my life. I hope I'm loud enough, because whenever I'm speaking in the street, it's always like so loud. Now I'm crossing, and I hope like no car hits me while I'm talking. But anyway, so it was like, I don't know how to even explain this. I have been to many worship places, but first of all, the church smells very nice. This was like my first impression about this. I was just like really surprised, because there's many things I did not understand with what's happening. So it's like I was more like trying to understand what's happening, and at the same time there is like
lots of chanting, and it kind of sounds a bit similar to like how Muslim do it. It does sound a little bit similar. Yes, as I was saying that, why did I say that it kind of sounds a bit similar to like how we kind of pray? It's not like how they're doing it, but it's more of the chanting of the Bible verses, etc. And then when they stopped and they said like, I mean, this is like kind of reminded me of how we pray a little bit. But then I just stayed a little bit. I was not allowed to film the inside, unfortunately. So I just kind of watched everyone pray and I went out.
Now, one thing you can thank me for is that for the next minute or so, I have researched the best cafes and restaurants in Tbilisi and tried them for you. And here's what I think. Okay, so I usually always see the cup half full, and yes, I'm getting my microphone because we have very important talk to say here. I usually say everything very honest, so this is why I'm going to also keep my opinion about this very honest. I'm always very open to cultures, religions, and I don't know what. I enjoy all of it. I enjoy taking it. I enjoy learning about it. I enjoy even socializing and discovering all the beautiful and even the bad things that are associated with it. So when I tell you this, know that it was extremely a bad experience. And at the same time, I do owe it to my audience to be very, very honest. So I'm going to be as honest as I can be. Okay, so Sondos, how was your experience in Georgia? All right, I have been to Georgia 2 times, and what I can tell you is that it's a very gorgeous country. There's a lot of green places there. There is amazing food. Okay, let's talk about this. Amazing. I had an amazing experience with food, and I'm a foodie. I am so picky. I would literally, if the salt is a little bit less than what I like, I wouldn't like the food. So trust me when I tell you that their food is amazing. Actually, one of my favorite things, I literally ate it every single morning. It's called khachipuri. Khachipuri is one of like my biggest recommendations. If you go to Georgia, you have to try khachipuri, okay? This is like amazing. And I like the type of cheese, the melted cheese that they have. This is actually my favorite. You can have it with potatoes and other like flavors, but I personally like cheese. The country is extremely beautiful. The weather is very nice. The food is very nice. So what is my problem here? Okay, so the thing is, in every country, there is the good and there is the bad, but with my experience with Georgia was the people. The people there, how do you even begin to describe it? Okay, so if I'm gonna say I met 100 people, let's say for example, 90% of them, they were not that good. They were not that nice, they were not that friendly, they would not smile to your face, and the way that they would treat you is very, very degrading. So now I usually say that to my friends and I'm like, oh, that was my experience and I don't know what with Georgia. And then they're just like, oh, it's same thing as Turkish people. And I live in Turkey, okay? I live in Turkey, not just visited Turkey. So I've seen the good and the bad. No, you cannot compare my experience at that time with both times, with the first time and the second time I went to Georgia, with how Turkish people are. So as I mentioned, every country has the good and the bad, and yes, it's normal that you will find some bad people wherever you're traveling. This is really normal. I don't know if you're taking me seriously with this microphone, but I stole it from my little brother. So yeah. So, okay, with Turkey, I would say, for example, that 90% of both, like, let's say if I'm men and women, are actually very nice, very friendly. Will treat you like you're their own, and they will really be there for you, like, whatever you do. Even if you don't speak the language, yeah, after some time, maybe they will be annoyed because it's normal, like, I'm living in their country after all. But overall, they will really, really try to help you. And they really appreciate when they see that you speak their language a little bit. Like, it's a huge, big deal for them. So the thing is, yes, I've met some bad Turkish people too, same in my country as well. This is all normal. But with Georgia, I was really shocked with the experience. I went in like 2022 and then again in 2024, and I can swear to you, I can count the people who were actually nice to me. Okay, you want me to do it? I will do it. Okay, so the first lady that you probably have seen in my vlog before, she was very nice. Also the bakery guy, the guy I keep getting khachipuri from. He got used to me, he was very sweet. Oh yes, so also there was a restaurant waiter, and then there's a coffee shop called Kavard. I will even leave like its thing over here. The girl who's drawing you over there, she is so freaking sweet. Like, okay, she's one of the reasons I actually like Georgia. Other than that, everyone I had an interaction with, they were extremely, extremely rude. They are, even the people who are working in the hotel, for God's sake, like the kind of industry, the hospitality industry where you're supposed to be smiling at people, they weren't. They're like, for example, I remember I wanted to give my key because I was leaving very early and it was around 7 a.m. And I remember the girl came from like inside, she was like, oh, like, why did you wake me up? And I'm like, I had to give you the key because I have to leave my hotel right now. Like, I can't just throw it anywhere. That's your responsibility. So I'm like trying to help you over here. People don't really smile at you. People don't really try to help you with anything. And if you try to talk, oh my God, I remember that one time. Okay, so I was in Tbilisi and I was like on top of the mountain over there, and I wanted to shoot like a TikTok video, okay? And the thing is, there was a lady who's selling flowers sitting on the side. And it was a touristic area. I'm gonna show some clips of it. There was a touristic area. And this area, I was like, I was putting my phone on my tripod and I was just trying to shoot a TikTok video, like just normal, just for the memories, whatever it is. And then the lady keeps telling me like, hi, you want flowers? I was like, no, thank you so much. And you know, I keep interrupting my filming over and over again. And I keep telling her, no, thank you so much. And then in the end, when I did not buy from her anything, she got so angry, she removed my tripod and she like kind of almost threw it, and I went and I got it. And then she was like, this is my house and you're not buying anything from me. And I was just like, I felt bad for a second. She was like, you're a bad person. She even said that in English. Like, she wanted to make the message cross that I am a bad person, okay? Anyway, I went to ask the people who are by the cable cars. I asked them, like, do people own houses here, like, from the locals? They were like, no, everything here is actually abandoned and no one is even allowed to live there. These people, they just work there, like, they're selling their work, and like, for example, some of them are selling art as well, or food, or whatever it is, like, just, you know, the same thing that we see in all touristic places. So I was just like, she treated me this bad just because I didn't buy something from her? Like, all I wanted to do was just shoot and I didn't end up shooting my video. Like, that was the sad part over there. So yes, I will be very honest, this is something you're gonna experience. And away from that, I have okay, I'm Egyptian, so here it is. And if you're Arab and if you're Indian, you're going to experience major racism. And now I'm gonna tell you even about the living situation. So let me walk you a little bit. If you are basically Indian or Arab and you're trying to find a house, you're gonna really, really struggle with this. They, for some reason, they don't like us, okay? And I don't exactly understand why. They love Arabs when we're spending, okay? Because I have really noticed this, that people would approach me once they know I am Arab. They will start throwing some Arab words and they're like, oh, most of our guests are Arab. You should do this, you should do that. And then once I say, no, thank you, I don't want that service, then right away, you know, the attitude is gonna shift as well. Now, when you're trying to find a place to rent, your nationality does affect that a lot. So as I mentioned, if you're from any of these nationalities, you're gonna struggle a lot with finding a place to stay and with getting treated even right. So just be careful from that. Look out there for this. Like, if you see those looks, or if somebody is rejecting you or looking at you, looking down on you because of how you look or something like that, then most probably you know already it's because of your nationality. My biggest experience with this every single time, this is why I hate visiting Georgia, is literally because of the passport control. The passport control, like they're smiling at everyone. Once I'm like, hi, Gamar Joba, and then I'm literally like smiling at them and even speaking in their language out of respect, and I'm giving them my passport. As soon as I give them my passport, right away they're like, ugh. I was just like, what is wrong? Like, why do you... The weird thing is I have barely seen any Egyptians. Like, even in my sister's university, I have barely seen Egyptians overall in Georgia. Like, okay, if there's Arab tourists that come, they're usually from the Gulf area. Or yes, I have seen Indian nationals over there, but there's barely any Egyptians. So I'm just like, why are you guys hating Egyptians? And you know, the thing that really drove me crazy. Okay, I came here like 2 years ago, as I mentioned. I came in 2022 and again 2024. Okay, so the thing is, there is something very beautiful, all right? They support Ukraine. And this is very nice because, of course, what's happening in Ukraine is not right. Okay, but the weird thing is they support Israel. So the thing is, I understand that you hate Russia because Russia is the abuser, but you're also liking Israel, but Israel is the abuser of Palestine and what's happening over there. So it's like you just don't understand their mentality. Just because all of this is because basically Russia hates... Now I'm getting so much into politics, but anyway. Russia hates America. So what will happen is... And America likes Israel. So Russia is not gonna like Israel. So, okay, Georgians are like, okay, no, wait, let's wait here. If Russians don't like Israel, that means Israel is the good guy. Oh yes, this must be that. So let's support Israel. Let's support that they are killing 30,000 people. Yay! And that's it. You find Israeli flags everywhere, and it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, you know, you think that they're gonna have something very beautiful because how they stood with the Ukrainians even back there in 2022. You think they're gonna be supporting the abuser as well because they're welcoming people or anything like that. But no, they just don't like Russians. And the thing is, I understand there's a huge history with that as well, and I completely respect it. But sometimes I look at those ideologies with the whole thing. Like, okay, if you are supporting Ukraine, you should also support Palestine, because Palestine, they're experiencing the same thing that Ukraine is experiencing, but instead you're putting Israel flag everywhere. So that was quite a weird experience for me. And I did kind of like a little bit of a social thing over there where I went and when people ask me where am I from, I'll tell them Palestine, and then they would first think, oh, Israel? I was like, no, Palestine. I'm not from Palestine, by the way, but I would be very proud if I am. So I say I'm Palestine, then right away I'll be like, I'll get those looks right away. Like, why? I have no idea. Actually, if I have Georgians who are watching this, please explain to me this. Please explain to me why some of you, or at least the people that I have met, I would speak personally because I cannot generalize an entire country, but based on my experience, why are you guys this not welcoming to foreigners, or specifically from people from my nationals? What is the reason for that? I would love to know more. Is there something we are doing wrong or what it is? But just, yes, I had to give it out to my audience. This is something you have to be careful when you're going to Georgia. Don't expect that hospitable welcome and all of that good stuff. And yes, that's it.